Welcome to the Carriker Chronicles, the People Show. Check the Pulse of Husker Nation, brought to you by Nebraska Spine Hospital. And good folks of Husker Nation, it's another workout day here on the Carriker Chronicles show. Hence my fancy attire and my hat, which is probably about 15 years old, trying to cover up my red carpet type hair. But Michigan State this week, on the road at East Lansing versus a ranked team. I've heard quite a few people talking about how this could potentially be, or maybe it is, the most important game of Scott Frost's coaching career. And they're entitled to their opinions. Each and every game matters. As this season goes along, the games matter more and more. If we don't get more wins along the way, the pressure will mount. Let's say we lose versus Michigan State. Well, then all of a sudden the Northwestern game becomes the most important game of the year. A struggling Northwestern team coming to Lincoln, because we'd be 2-3 going into that game. Then what if we lost to Northwestern? And it just mounts. Now, hopefully none of that happens. Hopefully we get wins. Okay. But I remember going to the Illinois game. People were talking about this could be the most important game of Scott Frost's coaching career. Going into Oklahoma. Now, most people thought we were going to get blown out. I had us losing by 18 points. So I was pleasantly surprised by the outcome. Well, I was pleasantly surprised by how we looked. The outcome, I wanted the win. Let me make that clear, okay? The fact that we were so competitive surprised me. Would have loved to have had the win, but we saw progress and I believe earned respect in some areas. But what if we'd have gotten blown out down in Norman? Everybody would have brought up, oh, remember a few months ago when Nebraska's trying to get out of that game? This is why. They were scared. They knew they were going to get killed. That would have been the narrative had that happened. So as these games go along, the pressure is going to mount. If they're winning, not as much pressure. If they're losing, and each and every week is going to feel like the most important game ever. Here's my point. It's a long season. We're only a third of the way in. Each game matters. Obviously, if they can get a win in Michigan State on the road versus a ranked team, having played two ranked teams on the road 2 weeks in a row and looked good and gotten a win versus Michigan State, a top 20 team where they just played down to the wire with the top 3 team, that would build some confidence, momentum going forward. I've already talked about what happens if they lose, pressure mounts. So you can have confidence and momentum, or the pressure can mount, depending on whether you win or lose. But as I step back and I look at this schedule as a whole, and just knowing how human beings work, human beings remember what they saw last. That's what sticks out in their memory the most. We look back at year one under Scott Frost, we started off 0-6. But the feeling at the end of that year was optimistic. Why? Because we won 4 of the last 6 games, and the 2 we lost was on the road at Iowa, last-second field goal, and on the road at a top 5 Ohio State team, where we only lost by a few points. So the feeling was optimistic going forward, despite the 0-6 start. So I look at this schedule, and people are going to remember the last 3 games. It's Ohio State, highly ranked national brand in Lincoln. It's Wisconsin. Ranked national brand. That's going to be on the road, but a division foe. You got Iowa, top 5 right now. Big time rival, or at least it's supposed to be. You know, we got to win some to make it an actual rivalry, as much as I hate saying that. But we're going to play them in Lincoln. We could be fighting for a bowl game. These are highly ranked teams. These are national brands. A lot of these are in Lincoln, 2 of the 3 games. Those are going to be the games that people remember the most when this season is over. So yeah, every game matters. And as the season goes along, they matter more and more. That's how sports works. That's kind of what makes it a lot of fun. But let's not get too crazy and say that each and every week is the most important game in Scott Frost's coaching career. And I'm not saying everybody says this. I've just heard it a few times, and they're entitled to their opinion. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm cuckoo crazy. Maybe this is the most important game. All right, let me know. Let me know your thoughts. For me, it's going to be those last 3 games. Ohio State at home. At Wisconsin, Iowa at home. National brands, ranked teams, 2 of them on our home field, probably, hopefully, fighting for a bowl game in those games as well. Let me know your thoughts. Until next time, Husker Nation, go big, red, and always remember, throw the bones. Thanks again to our sponsor, Nebraska Spine Hospital. Ladies and gentlemen, when it's your spine, you do not want to mess around, and experience matters. That's why you can trust the experts at Nebraska Spine Hospital, the region's only spine-specific hospital. They are the best at what they do.